Hello everyone, Jacquie Edwards here for Live at Lunchtime. Thank you so much for joining me today. I didn't do quite as many Live at Lunchtimes yesterday, or last week, as I normally do. It was quite busy, so hopefully I'll be a bit better this week, and I'm also planning a few changes to the Live at Lunchtime, just to, make them a bit more valuable, hopefully. So stay tuned for that over the next maybe week or so, and I will give you more details. But for today, I want to talk about sprinklers. We've got an HMO, licensed HMO in Oxford, that we've been working with the council with for, I don't know, the past 2 years that we've been managing it. This was an HMO before we took over at the property, and it had an HMO license and everything was fine. There were a few kind of outstanding issues on the HMO license, so we sorted that stuff out, and then basically every year the council has come back and just added more conditions and found new issues with the HMO license. So it's been an adventure. This year they decided that there wasn't enough fire safety precautions, so their big issue is that one of the bedroom windows upstairs on the first floor, if the tenant needs to escape out his bedroom window, if he opens it and jumps out, he will land on the kind of it's like a plastic type roof that covers the front doors to kind of keep the rain out. So if he has to jump out his window to escape a fire, he'll land and go through that roof and then hit the ground, and he'll get quite scratched up when he crashes through the roof. Versus the other guy in the room next door who doesn't go through the roof, he'll just jump and crash straight to the ground. He might, just break a leg, but the guy that jumps through the roof, he'll get some scratches and break his leg. So that's very, very unsafe. So we've been trying to come up with a plan for kind of a fire safety escape route. The problem with this property is that the stairs to go down to the ground floor end right in the middle of the living room, so it's not possible to kind of block those off, and a living room is considered a high-risk area for an HMO. So you're not supposed to have a fire escape through a high-risk area. So we're trying to figure out another way to do it. They can't escape through the bedroom just in case he scratches himself when he jumps out his bedroom window. And fire doors just apparently aren't enough to take care of everything. So we'd need to take that kind of little awning off, which is a bit of a pain because while it's little, it is quite a nice part of the house. And it would just leave a big, ugly, gaping mess. So what we have decided to look at with the kind of approval of the HMO officer is a sprinkler system. So this is like you see in commercial buildings, but oftentimes you'll see it up on the ceiling, that kind of big silver thing, and they're generally quite expensive. There are new systems now that are a lot smaller and a lot less expensive. So we've had somebody come by last week and do some measuring for us so that we can get a quote. It looks like it'll be under probably £2,000 to have this system installed, maybe a bit more because we have to do some electrics work and a little bit of plumbing beforehand. So for about 2,000, maybe 2,500, we'll be able to put a sprinkler system in the living room. And basically what it is just a kind of box that will sit under the counter in the kitchen. So the kitchen is next to the living room, and then they'll just put a hose, they'll put a little box in the wall, probably about that big, that the water will come out of, and they sound really clever. So they put a heat detector in the living room, and if the heat detector is triggered, it will trigger the little sprinkler to come out of that little box, and it has a heat detector on it. So it will find where the heat is coming from, so basically where the fire is in the living room, and it will just spray water on that. So it won't spray water across the entire room and soak everything. It'll just focus right on the fire, which then will put it out, and it'll allow the tenants to escape quickly. So that is probably going to be the best option. Our other option is to put in 4 new fire doors, hardwire in 4 new um, fire alarms, and remove the roof on the outside of the property and make all of that good so it looks nice again, which is going to likely be a lot more than £2,000. So I have another sprinkler company coming to have a look today, so I'm just going to run off and meet him in a minute. But I just wanted to share that with you because it's quite a good idea and it's something I never thought of. So if you are needing to spend a lot of money on kind of fire safety equipment in some of your HMOs or just some of your maybe your unlicensed HMOs, this could be a good alternative to start discussing with your local council as to how you can use that to mitigate the risk in the area. So hopefully you found that helpful. I will share more once we kind of decide which option we're going with and which sprinkler system we go with, just so that you can see what they are out there. And thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you again tomorrow.